Hello, people of the internet. So we're out here in my chilly garage. It's like a whopping 24. I know some people got it worse. I bought a new scan tool. I figure we'll talk about it. I got a launch. Usually I go OTC, and I don't know. Maybe it was their merger with Bosch. Maybe it was just change of whatever. I don't know. Over the last handful of years, I guess, before I got out of professional mechanicking, I just haven't been real happy with the service. The tools are fine. I just haven't really been happy with their business end, and I never really liked Snap-on. I don't know. Coming up into mechanicking in the getting official training in the late '90s, mid-late '90s. I worked with OTC Genesis a lot. I worked with different OTC tools. And then later on in life, we had a lot of the Snap-on stuff. And I really just the Snap-on stuff never clicked. I like their hand tools. I just don't like their electronics. Anyway, I went back and forth. I know Autel gets a lot of really good reviews for like the prosumer market. Some people really like the Harbor Freight one. And Launch. I've seen a lot of stuff on Launch for a lot of number of years. And I just, the Monday special, the Cyber Monday specials, the Launch deal on Amazon was just, it was too good, pass up price-wise. So you get 2 years of service, which I thought was nice. Their service update plans are very affordable for like the prosumer market. I think it was $50 a year. So like I say, you buy it, you get $100 worth of, so 2 years, so that's $100 worth of the value in buying it. And in this particular one that I got, for an extra $20, I got all the OBD1 connectors, and I will probably never ever use all the OBD1 connectors, or hell, realistically, I'll probably never use any of the OBD1 connectors. My Volvo is the only one I've got that's OBD1, and it's Bosch LH 2.4. It has a built-in code scanner reader thing in the electronics of itself. Anyway, so this is I'll turn the camera in a minute. It's a X431 model. I really don't like the way Launch names their models, or at the very least, I don't like the differences between trying to find them through their Amazon website. Because I did use like the Launch store and their actual product website, like you find on the regular internet. I found that the names of the products really didn't match up and line up with each other. And then as I was searching through, there's 15 different, I don't know. It felt like searching the web forums for like plus T add-ons. It was kind of weird. I didn't like it, but I did find this one, and I've used it a little bit, and so far I'm real happy with it. So let's see if I can't figure out how to turn this guy, and we'll talk about what we got. Work with me here, camera. Maybe I'll take it off the stand. Nah, we can do this. Okay, so as you can see, we've got all the desiccant packages in the universe. Tons of OBD1. It's actually in a pretty nice blow molded case. It's in a very nice foam cutout. They hold very firmly into that cutout. Speaking of Bosch, BMW connector. Plus you get a couple extras and a charging cord, which is pretty nice. I do actually like that. The desiccant packages, if you don't get them arranged in the correct manner, it is a little tricky to shut. Which isn't nice, but it's what it is. The scan tool itself, obviously, you get the tool. That's what it is. It's got a camera. It's got a couple of, let's see, am I in shot? Nope. It's got a couple of port covers on the top. It has a power button on the side. It does have a built-in camera. It has auto rotate, which is nice. This feels very good. I don't know if does it auto rotate. Yep, it auto rotates that direction too. It does feel nice, kind of like an e-reader or Kindle or something like that. Let's see. Again, really nice foam cutout. It fits very firmly. No problems there. You got a couple decent locks. Open that. I opted for the Bluetooth dongle, but you got your Bluetooth, you got your charger with all of your plugs. Has US and has a few international plug types in it too. What else is in here? USB cable, and you got your booklets and more desiccant, because you can't ever have too much desiccant. Never enough, right? Let's see here. This one's pretty straightforward. I did try to use Intelligent Diagnose, just because, and the vehicle. There we go. And I was using it on my 01 Ram, and that one has always, regardless of what manufacturer, who I'm using, that one's always been kind of difficult with like the auto run features, the auto detect, auto read, everything else, and so I did not have a good time doing that, and I haven't tested it on either of my other two. Local diagnostics, you go through, you pick. It's got millions of manufacturers. Well, not that many, but you know, I mean, it has Chinese manufacturers, so there's a good group that it's you just don't, you know, probably not going to see a whole lot of that. It does come up with pretty reasonable options, places you can go to buy your add-ons and things like that. And when I was using it, let's see, I think I'm going to move the camera. Hold on a minute. Okay. And when I was using it on the Dodge, it did work. It was pretty intuitive. They have a couple of names for things that didn't line up to what I was used to. Nothing ridiculous or crazy or anything like that. Just a few, and I've noticed that through some of the tools. They're not always, little tweaks, different menus, things of that nature. I did a fine job scanning all the systems, and on that truck, I always come up with a random ABS light on. Sometimes it stays on, sometimes it goes out, but every scan tool I have ever hooked to it never shows anything. I attribute the ABS to the manual transmission conversion, and it's still running the automatic ABS system. I never reflashed it or anything. And what this did, it actually saw the ABS system fine. It pulled up codes, and the active code that actually was causing the light to come on was a wheel speed sensor, which I guess I'll go ahead and look at that. And the other thing that it found was that the pump, like a pump pulse issue or something like that. No, just do what you're doing. Okay, back. Minor interruption. So, where was I? Yeah, so with the ABS, like I say, it never gets seen, or at least scan tools seem to never want to connect to it anyway. I found a wheel speed sensor and a pump pulse problem, and I'm going to check it and see from there. The other issue the Dodge was having was when I rebuilt the engine, it needed to have a fuel sync. I never did the electronic fuel sync. I did it manually, and back in the shop we had a bunch of those Magnum 5.9 engines, and distributor problems were a big issue. They would wear out, they'd eat up the bushings. I think it was our lack of proper oiling maintenance, but they would eat up the bronze bushings, and we'd have to do a lot of those. So we would always manually resync. Never had a problem manually resyncing, but on that Dodge, I manually resynced it, and it never was quite right. Um, 9 times out of 10, it would start fine, but that one time, you would get you just get an out of time crank. If you know what a crank sounds like when it's out of time, you would get that. Then you get the check engine light come on. So I went in. It had the fuel sync test, and started up. Followed a couple of directions, and within 30-40 seconds, you could watch the distributor synced, and boom, done. So I need to take it out and drive a little bit just to make sure it sticks, and I didn't forget to do something. But so far, so good on this. It obviously, the little bit that I've used it, it does what it needs to do. I don't think anybody needs a tutorial on how to hook up an OBD2 scan tool, or what to actually, how to functionally use it. If you do, that's not this. But yeah, so far so good. I'll use it for a little bit, and then come back with any updates, things that I think are problematic or don't work, or I'm not happy with, whatever that is. The only other thing that I'm really not happy with is the case layout, and that's more from my storage than it is anything else. I'm using a drawer in a tool cart, and so with having the two cases, it's just not going to work. I think I can keep the main launch case like butterflied and folded in half in the drawer at all times, and then all my OBD1 adapters, I'm just going to have to find a spot and stick the case, which I guess is fine. I like I said, I'm not planning on using them, but for $20 to have every adapter, I couldn't pass it up. It just, better to need it and not have it or have it and not need it than need it and not have it. That's it. That's the one. So far, I think that if you can pick one of these up, like I got it on Black Friday sale for, it was just under $6. It was like $5.79 or something like that. Free shipping, ready to rock and roll. Like I said, I don't really remember. I know it's an X431, but like looking it up, it was like X431 Pro 3S V TT. It was weird. I'll leave a link in the description. I don't like the way they name their stuff. That I think they could come up with a better way of doing it. So everybody, get out, have fun, do something you like, and when this thing breaks or fails, I will post an update and let everybody know. Bye.